Namaskaram. In this Bakthee channel, as a new episode, today we will be talking about a festival which is celebrated all around the world, especially by Hindus, Indians, which is called Raksha Bandhan. It falls on the Shravan month full moon day. There are quite a lot of stories and myths behind this celebration. And whatever I have read and I've learned, I've heard, I'll be sharing it with you. Raksha Bandhan is normally celebrated by tying a Rakhi to the brothers. When we say brother, it doesn't have to be biological brothers. Anyone that you adopt them as brothers, or anyone who gives you the feeling of safety, the securement, love, protection, it is called bandhan. Now, Raksha Bandhan, it's a Sanskrit word. The Raksha means protection, and Bandh means the bonding and that or the connection that we have got between two members. I've heard as a student, Raksha Bandhan Rakhi was sent out to our soldiers who were fighting in the borders of Kashmir when we were young. We don't know them by face, but sending this Rakhi gives them the support and the thanksgiving to them for saying, thanks for protecting us. And this very gesture of sending Rakhi has moved me so much, and ever since as a child, I started tying Rakhi to people that I come across, whoever has given me the sense of security, sense of love, support, whether they are young, old, it doesn't matter. They are there to protect me. Now, in mythology, there are 2 or 3 stories that are connected with Raksha Bandhan. Before going into it, I would like to say one historical thing that I have read, which really in the history, it was history book should be there, but somehow or the other, I read it in one of the books. Apparently, King Alexander was a very, very famous person and who came to India to conquer lots of parts of India. When he invaded India, there was a king in the northwest of India called King Porus. In the battle, Alexander's wife, Roxana, she was worried that King Porus might finish her husband's life. So she had sent a Rakhi to King Porus. And when the King Porus received it, he immediately acknowledged and appreciated that Alexander's wife Roxana sending the Rakhi, and he became the Rakhi brother. And at the battlefield, when he had to face Alexander, he could have easily killed King Alexander very quickly. But he remembered the Rakhi that was sent by Roxana and the trust that that lady had towards her brother, King Porus. And so he did not kill Alexander. And this story that when I read, it clearly shows how the Rakhi can even change the perception or the situation of the battlefield. On the same line, there were so many unsung heroines in Indian history. And there was one Rani Karnavati. And this Rani Karnavati was in the Rajasthan area. She was ruling that area. I think she was ruling Chittoor, a place called Chittoor, if I'm not wrong. At that time, Bahadur Shah, a Mughal emperor, came to fight and invade this Chittoor place, which was ruled by Rani Karnavati. And the Mughal was very, very, very powerful. And Rani Karnavati was sure that she will be defeated by them in the battle. So in the last hope, she thinks about it. And then she sends a Rakhi to another king, Mughal Emperor Humayun, and saying, please come for my help. And Humayun was moved by this Rakhi sentiment, and he comes in rescue of Karnavati as a brotherly person. But unfortunately, before he could come, the other Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah has captured the palace of this Chittoor, and he has destroyed the Chittoor itself in the battle. But the gesture of Humayun as a brother to come and support Rani Karnavati just because she sent the Rakhi proves that you don't have to be related to each other by blood. The minute you tie Rakhi to a person, it is to tell them that you are adopting them and you need their protection and love, support. Now, going back to our Puranas, it says there was a king called Bali. And this king Bali, he completed almost 100 or 101 yajnas, which is havans, under the supervisions of lots of rishis and sages. He performed all this yajna to conquer Devaloka too. And all the people in the Devaloka, all the gods and goddesses were worried that King Bali will be conquering them. So they go to Mahavishnu and surrender to Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu immediately Mahavishnu has taken 10 avatars, which we all know. And he decides to take Vamana avatar and comes down to earth and to meet King Bali and to nullify his powers. When Vamana avatar, Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, comes as a small child, he comes to King Bali and says he wants some boon. And King Bali was over the moon with so much of confidence. And he thought, anybody comes, I can give anything to them. What can this little child which is standing in front of me can ask me? I am happy to give whatever the child wants. So Vamana says he wants 3 feet of his feet area for himself. King Bali will be laughing his head off because the child's feet is so small. 3 feet is nothing. And he says, yes, of course, I'm ready to give it. Once the boon is given, Lord Vishnu turns from Vamana avatar to his Mahavishnu Vishwarup Darshan, and he puts 1 feet on the earth, and the full loka comes under that feet. The full earth comes under the feet. Then he puts the second feet on the sky, on the space. Completely the space comes under his 1 feet. So as Vamana, he says, where can I put my 3rd feet? That is when King Bali realizes that his ego and overconfidence, he has underestimated the little boy, and he couldn't see that it was Mahavishnu. So he bows down and he says, please put your feet on my head. So Mahavishnu puts his feet on his head, and he is being pushed down to Patal Lok, which is underground, under the earth. And in return, King Bali says, I'm ready to go to Patal Lok, but I wanted you to be by the side of me. You should be only with me. So Mahavishnu agrees, and he goes down to Patal Lok. At this time, Lakshmi Ma, Mahavishnu's partner in the Vaikuntha, she will be looking for her husband, and she doesn't know how to bring him back from Patal Lok. At that time, sage Narada comes there, and he gives a upay, he gives a chance, a way to bring Mahavishnu back. According to that, Mahalakshmi comes down to earth. She goes to this Patal Lok, and she ties the Rakhi to King Bali, saying he is the brother. And in return, the brother would like to ask the sister what would she like in return after tying the Rakhi. So she quietly asks that she wanted her husband from Patal Lok to be released and to send with her to Vaikuntha. And that is how Mahavishnu got released, and he went to Vaikuntha with this concert, Mata Lakshmi Ma. And this Rakhi, tying the Rakhi, is the one that protected Mahavishnu to leave the Patal Lok. And then there is a story in Mahabharata. It talks about the Rakhi or the bandhan. Apparently, Shishubala was given ample of chances to commit mistakes. And Mahavishnu says, when he crosses that, he will be punished very badly. And Shishubala loses the count of the mistakes that he does. So one day, when he crosses the limit, Mahavishnu's Sudarshan Chakra goes and cuts Shishubala's neck as a punishment. And the Sudarshan Chakra comes back to Mahavishnu's finger on the right, index finger of Mahavishnu on the right hand. The force with which it comes, it has made cuts in Mahavishnu's finger and it makes it to bleed. When Draupadi sees there is blood coming out of Krishna's hand, she immediately tears a portion of her sari and she ties it around the wound to control the blood loss from Lord Krishna. On that day, Lord Krishna gave a vow, gave a boon to Draupadi, saying, as a brother, I will be there with you when a time arises and I will give you the Vastra back. And this did happen in Mahabharata. In Gaurava, Duryodhana Sabha, when Duchadana was taking the sari out of the sari, when he was pulling the sari from Draupadi, what she was wearing, she thinks of her brother, Lord Krishna, and Krishna gives her so much of sari, and which made even the Kauravas become tired of pulling the sari from Draupadi. Duchadana becomes very, very tired by pulling the sari. And then the third one is about Ganapati, Lord Ganapati. Shiva's son were Lord Ganapati and Kartikeya. And Lord Ganapati, people say, is a brahmachari, but they also say he has got two wives called Siddhi and Buddhi. And he has got two sons called Shubha and Lobha. Now, there are two versions that because Santoshi Ma story, if you have read about it, as a child, we have followed Santoshi Ma Vrat on every Friday. And we have done the Udyapan on the Purnima day, on Santoshi Ma day, which is Shravan full moon. And apparently, when the whole world is celebrating by tying Raksha bandhan, Rakhi to their brothers and enjoying, Ganesha's son, the two sons, Shubha and Lobha, will go to their father and say, we don't have a sister to tie Rakhi to us. At that time, Lord Siddhi, Ganesha's wife Siddhi and Buddhi, Riddhi and Siddhi, they create a girl baby to tie the Rakhi to their son. And the children were very, very happy and they were santosh. They were immensely happy about it. That is why the girl who tied it became Santoshima. But the other one which I have read is Lord Ganesh himself will go to Parvati and Shiva and says that in the Bulok everybody is having good fun and enjoying their time with their sister, and I don't have anyone to tie Rakhi. So Parvati Devi, along with Lakshmi and Saraswati, joined together, they create a child, and that child is given all the three Shaktis, Parvati, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Shakti. And that child ties the Rakhi to Lord Ganesh and gave the happiness to him. So she is called Santoshima. This is what the Santoshima Vrat book says. That is what I have read. But in another scripture I read it, that it was Ganesh's children who were given the Rakhi. And then there is also another one, that Surya Bhagwan's son Yamadharmaraja and his sister was Yamuna. And Yamuna and her brother Yamadharmaraja is referred as the death god. They have not met each other for a long time. And Yamadharmaraja has never visited his sister for quite some time. And because of that, Yamuna was feeling so sad, and she goes and asks Ganga Ma for help, River Ganga for help. So in return, Ganga Ma makes Yamadharmaraja understand that his sister Yamuna is upset and he has to go and visit her. And on hearing that, Yamadharmaraja goes to Yamuna's place, and seeing her brother overwhelmingly, Yamuna cooks lots of sweets and ties the Rakhi to her brother to show her happiness. And in return, Yamadharmaraja gives a boon. Any brother who gets a Rakhi tied by his sisters will have a very long life and a happy life with protection. And this is the story behind Raksha Bandhan. And today, 30th of August 2023, Wednesday, is the full moon day of Shravan month. And we all celebrate Raksha Bandhan today. And some parts of the world, due to the nakshatra difference, people are celebrating Raksha Bandhan tomorrow, which is 31st of August 2023. To me, every day has to be celebrated as Raksha Bandhan, and to keep the bonding with the loved ones and connected with the loved ones and feel the secured nature that you are being protected, you are being loved, you are being cared. I wish every one of the viewers who are listening to this a very, very happy Raksha Bandhan. And if you like this episode, please share it with your friends and place comments. Thank you so much.